Hello, my name is Billy Martin and I'm the chairman on the Botetourt County Board of Supervisors. I am pleased to be able to provide my 8th message to the residents and businesses of Botetourt County. Well, as May has come to an end and we kick off the summer, I know that many of us, myself included, are excited to be able to get outside and enjoy the warm weather and some longer days. Some of us are planning vacations in the coming weeks or are looking forward to more projects around the house. No matter how you are planning to spend these summer months, I trust that each and every one of us will continue to do our parts to help our community healthy, keep our community healthy. Now today I would like to briefly recap the Board of Supervisors meeting from this past week. However, before I touch on that, I want to tell you about a unique opportunity that's going to be coming up. On Tuesday, June the 2nd at 7 p.m., Botetourt County and the Board of Supervisors will be hosting a free virtual community education session called Preventing the Spread of COVID-19 with Dr. Tom Kirkring. Dr. Kirkring is a resident of Botetourt County and an infectious diseases specialist who has worked on various disease outbreaks around the world. Now he is bringing his expertise back home. He is also active working with the health department on the COVID-19 pandemic in our region, and he would like to share his wisdom with us. The goal of the session is learning more so that we can respond better. To attend this virtual session live, you can visit botetourtva.live for instructions. You can also submit questions on that site for Dr. Kirkring to address during the session. Now, after the session, we will post the video of the session on the county's COVID-19 update website and social media pages. I hope that you will be able to attend and to learn much during this special event. And I know that I and the other board members are excited for this opportunity to learn from one of the best. Now I would like to discuss the Board of Supervisors meeting from this past week. The meeting was certainly one of the most consequential meetings of my tenure on the board and most definitely one of the longest. The board held the meeting in a physically distanced manner with 3 board members and some staff present in the meeting room, while the other board members and staff were participating remotely. Anyone wishing to attend the meeting could do so in person or by calling in. We will continue to use this format for the June board meeting later in the month and continue to improve the system that we use. At the beginning of the meeting, we took care of the routine businesses and approving the minutes and various expenditures for the month. This work helps us to preserve the public record and to maintain accountability over the county's finances. As we continue to closely monitor expenditures and revenues and forecast a budget for the coming year, this work is even more important. Next, as we do every month, the board heard an update from the Virginia Department of Transportation. Mr. Ray Varney, our VDOT representative, provided many updates on many projects throughout the county. Of particular note is Murray Drive. This project will improve the road accessing the new Colonial Elementary School and is scheduled to begin this summer in order to be complete by the end of by the time the school opens. Last year, the board asked VDOT to allocate funds to this high priority project, and the partnership between county staff and VDOT has made the project going at a much faster pace. In June, during VDOT's monthly update, the board plans to hold a public hearing to receive input on selecting up to 2 gravel roads to add to the paving list. The board and county staff, with input from citizens and other stakeholders, will be working with VDOT over the coming weeks to identify the best candidates for paving. The public will then have an opportunity to provide additional input during the hearing. And so stay tuned for more information. At the meeting, the board also heard an update from County Administrator Gary LaRue and Chief Jason Ferguson on the ongoing COVID-19 response. We are cautiously optimistic as we have continued to see a decline in the number of cases in the county. However, new cases continue to be confirmed all around us, so we are not out of the woods yet. Mr. LaRue highlighted many of the achievements of staff during the past month, and I am thankful for the high level of dedication and innovation of county staff during these most unusual times. Now, speaking of innovation, the board heard a preview of a new small business grant program from Director of Economic Development, Ken McFadden. Now, this program, which we anticipate will use Federal CARES Act dollars, is being designed to provide grants to small businesses, small local businesses, to help them overcome some of the financial difficulties faced during the past few months. Now, this will be an important way for us to support all those small businesses who make valuable contributions to our community every day. More details will come as we continue to have staff develop the program. Chief Ferguson then returned to present an agreement between Botetourt and Roanoke County regarding Reed Mountain Fire Station. The existing agreement between the two counties had been in effect for 30 years and was set to expire. Thanks to the willing partnership with Roanoke County, Botetourt County will be taking full ownership of the station and receiving significant fire apparatus, while the residents and businesses of the surrounding area on either side of the county line will continue to receive the high level of service they have always received. This truly is a win-win for all involved. The last major item of the board's afternoon session was a public hearing on a text amendment to the zoning ordinance regarding cluster developments. Now, this type of development is recommended when certain areas want to build houses with smaller individual lots while preserving larger green spaces in the same development. This green space can be used for recreational purposes or just left undeveloped to minimize the impact of the new houses. After holding the public hearing, the board approved the new ordinance and expects that it will help developers meet housing demands while also preserving underdeveloped land. The board concluded the afternoon session by making a series of appointments to various boards and commissions. Dr. Bailey also remarked that the budget subcommittee continues to work and will be working to get a budget to the board for the June meeting. The board returned to the meeting at 6 p.m. to hold a public hearing and consider text amendments to the utility scale wind energy ordinance and changes to a special exception permit for the Rocky Forge Wind Farm project. Mrs. Nicole Pendleton, Director of Community Development, gave a detailed presentation on these complex items and walked the board through a number of questions and possibilities for the project. The board also heard from representatives of Apex Clean Energy and asked them direct questions about the project. All of this was to help ensure that the board and the public receive as much information about the project as possible. The board then opened the public hearings to give anyone interested an opportunity to speak. Almost 24 speakers from the county and surrounding areas spoke both in favor of and against the project. This is in addition to more than 100 written comments received by the board and staff in advance of the meeting. And as a result of the comments, the board had staff and the company representatives address a number of the questions that had been raised and asked. They asked additional questions. The board was then able to deliberate and consult legal counsel before working through a number of motions on the topic. At the end of the night, the board approved the text amendments and the special exception permit with a number of conditions on the project, with a vote of 3 in favor and 2 against. The company now has 1 year to receive site plan approval with the Department of Community Development in order to keep the project moving forward. As you can tell, the board meeting was quite full, but nevertheless, each board member and all staff involved remain blessed to be able to serve you. Looking ahead, I wanted to let you know that the county is working on plans to reopen the public in a phased approach beginning on June the 15th. In my next message, I plan on sharing additional information on what that reopening will look like. Not everything will happen all at once, but I assure you that our staff will continue to provide excellent service to the citizens and the businesses of the county. Our staff have been innovative during this time to better serve you in the midst of this ever-changing world. I sincerely thank them for that work and look forward to sharing more about what our first phases of reopening will look like. Again, thank you for your time today, and may God continue to richly bless you, your family, and Botetourt County. Thank you.